Oh, there we go. Now we're not muted. Hello, everybody. We're going to do some more Witnessy things. We had a lot of fun the other day playing it. I would like to do a bit more because that was a good time, and I would like to have a good time. So we just finished these hedge maze things over here, and got the laser going on from the hedge mazes, and we're going to move to the other side, which is we have figured out what the deal is. We just haven't done them yet. Shows the maze here, and then we have to like trace out the maze with our own bodies in realities. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to take a screenshot or something of this, and I don't know what the easiest way to view that is. I don't actually know what the easiest way to view that is if I just screenshot it. So I might have to continue doing what I was doing the other day, which is take photographs with my phone, which is a little bit weird, but it is what it is. Put my phone there with the screenshot of that. All right, and we start here. Okay, looking at my phone. So I'm starting here. I can go up to the broken wall and then left and then up, right. Okay, that should do it. So we go like this. And we go. And then we go here. Because that collects the first one. And then we need to go over to the broken part. And then we're going to go down to the broken part. We go over one, down one, back the way we came. So we're going to go and like this, and then out. Excellent. Good job, me. We did it. Oh, this is a... We're going to have to separate the black from the white. So... Oh, but this one is broken. Oh, God, no. Oh, nothing can ever be easy, can it? Why is nothing ever easy? Because like what I want to do is you walk to this one and then go straight across, and that's fine. That doesn't work here because that white one, there's a disconnect here. So how am I going to do this? Am I just using my finger to draw this again? Because this is broken, so I can't walk here. It won't work. So if I go like that, will that do it? If I go from the bottom right, and then we go up to where we can't. So up one. No. Up one, over one, up one, over one, around, and then down, like this. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay. Right, that doesn't work because we have these ones left the way they are. So if I'm gonna have to cut off the black ones from these ones somehow if I'm gonna do that. So I'd have to come down and over, like I'd have to come down like this. No, that doesn't work. Reset it. If I just go around, will this do it? No, because it's not going to separate them. Separate them that way, and then that. Like if I just go left one, up, and then no, I can't go to the right there because there's a broken spot. God, I hate these black, white dots. Very annoying to deal with. So. If I do what I did, but just go all the way down to the corner and then over. So if I go like this. That doesn't do it either. Why does that not do it? Oh, I missed the white one. Right, I did that wrong. I need to go here instead, not all the way around. And I also need to go left first, so I need to go like this. There we go. Although, knowing this game, I should probably go take a picture of the solved version of that, or... Although I can always come back, and in fact that's probably what I'll do, because it's going to be easier to take pictures of the solved ones all in a row, just so I have them in a row, rather than this. Hey T-Self. Yes, more puzzle fun. I did say I would do it again, maybe a bit later than I expected to, but I wanted to accomplish some other things, plus... today was not a fun day at work, and it took me like an hour just to like be energetic enough to be up to doing things. Okay, what's the twist with this one? Oh, fuck. I don't know what these are. I don't want to do this. Because I still haven't figured out what these dots actually do. I'd much rather figure it out on a puzzle where I can do the thing. So I'm gonna come back to this because, like, yeah, I could sit here and fuck around with this forever, but like having to do this like by walking around being like, nope, oh, that's not right, and then going back and seeing what it was is going to be a giant pain in the butt. Like, okay, so that's not right, why isn't it right? Like, that's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Or is it? Are these Tetris pieces? They look like Tetris pieces. The only reason I say that is because I just walked along that line and I see like these four, and this is a 4 thing. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I have a theory. So if I make this shape So if I go straight up, go up 1, over 2, up 2, over 1, up 1, up 1, over 2. Do I need to take a picture of this so I can remember what I'm doing? The answer is probably, and my phone's going to be filled with random pictures that I'm not going to be able to explain. Okay, so I have a theory, and we'll see if this works. And if it doesn't, I'm going to leave and figure it out. But that's what looks something like this game would kind of do. And they look like Tetris pieces, or like tetrominoes, or whatever you want to call them. So we're going to go up 1. Oh, I can't go up 1 because there's a square in the way. God damn it. Oh no, that should be fine. I have to go from this side. Oh, it starts from over there? Oh, that's really annoying. Wait, how do I get there? Can I just walk in there, or do I have to start on the side? Like, I'm required to push these 3 to start? That's really annoying. But that should still work. Where'd my picture go? Come back, picture. Picture. So I need to go up to this spot. I need to go over to the second last one. Do that. And then what? I just go to the top and then over? No. Okay, so that didn't work. But let's go double check to make sure that my, like, drawing actually became what I wanted it to. So we have, like, 1, 2, 3 up. And then, oh no, I did that wrong. I did do it wrong because this needs to be, I need to go over 1. Okay, I see. Because this isn't a forward shape. So let's try that again. And then that needs to be 1, 2, and then this needs to go like this. No. Okay, so maybe that's not it. Worth a try. Because this is 1, 2, 3, up 1, and then yeah, so I guess that's not it. And I'm not fucking around with this. Well, that's gonna take forever. So let's go find somewhere else to explore. Well, because we can come back to this some other time. We can get a bird's eye view from stuff up here. That's fun. Oh, this just takes me back to the first one. My man can really hustle. Look at his shadow go. There's a couch. Let's find a new area that'll teach us a new thing. Shipwreck. As far as I can tell, you can't actually fall off stuff, so I'm not too worried about just like running around like a doofus. I'm interested in the shipwreck. Although I do kind of wish there was like a map or something so that I could remember where I am. Like, I'm kind of lost at this point. I don't actually know where I am in reference to other things that I've done. Maybe you find one or something. Although there doesn't seem to be any sort of inventory in this game, so I don't really know how that would work. Ah, darn. Well, that is not what I want. I would like to be able to take a map with me so I can see where I am and what I'm doing. Well, this seems to be a whole lot of nothing, although there's a cool little dock over there. Okay, well, we gotta go find a new thing. Maybe we could go back to that, like, desert ruin thing, because there's very, like, that looked pretty straightforward. I haven't seen anything else that looked like that yet. I was just still in explore mode when I found it and was like, hey, let's see what's going on with this, and then I just wandered around. I think that was nearby, but I'm gonna have to get back there, which is a non-straightforward process. I can figure out how the hell to get out of here. Oops. I know there's like a thing in the middle here, and then I can go through. Pick all these doors, yeah, and go either that way or down there. The entrance. You know, that's a good point. I didn't think of that, but that is something that you could do, I suppose. So the town we're not messing with yet. There's the windmill, which we started, and then there's stuff in the basement that I don't really know how it works yet. Oh, what's this? There's a puzzle. No, let me in. There's a wire. Where does this wire go? Through there? Oh, look. Puzzles. Oh, here's a bunch of connected puzzles that are probably going to teach us about how to do a thing. It's a lot of stuff. Okay, where's the start? Here's the start. We opened a door. Sweet. Presumably this is a thing. Well, this one isn't see-through, so it's probably not like environment like the other ones were where you like outlined tree. Ooh, it's like a dam. I want to go see. I want to mess around in the weird church dam building. Oh, that's just how you open that door, I guess. So it's not environmental. It's got to be something to do with these, like, why else are these shadows here? Do I have to like avoid them? Yep. Okay. Oh, my own shadow is in the way. How clever. That's the twist here. That doesn't work. Because I need to... That. These always get me so cocky. I like do the first two and I'm like, oh, that's really straightforward. And then like the third or fourth one start fucking me up. Like in the place where all of them are symmetrical, I was like, oh man, this is pretty easy. You just solve one and the other one solves itself because it's symmetrical. And then like suddenly they started being different colors and you could choose which one you started on. It was like, oh god, well, never mind. Oh no. I guess we should get my phone ready for picture taking because this is blocking the light. So I want to come down here and take a picture. just in case it's required, but I think we might have it. Nope. Why was that incorrect? Oh, because there's like a shadow in the bottom corner, I think, like that. I feel like all these like pictures are, yeah, there we go. It feels like cheating, but I mean, I don't know how else you're supposed to do this other than like take screenshots or like be really quick with drawing. And then the bars are in the way. So in this one we kind of have to like ignore the bars, I guess. Yeah. Also ignoring bars. But is there like a trick where some of the things are tree branches? Like this looks like this is the way to do that? Yeah. This one is long. Although maybe it's like finishing it gives a laser or something rather than just opening that door. Because the ones that give lasers seem to be pretty long. Those the ones that are just like tutorials or whatever are only like 4 or 5. So what is blocking? The trick here is that the ones that look like C's are actually real branches. Oh. That's a branch there. There we go. Why are you tricky? The ones that shaped like C, oh, they're cut off. So they should be providing shadows somewhere else than where they actually are. Is that what the deal is here? Or are they just in the way of what they should be? Where are the branch cuts? Can't really tell. Those, I feel like those C's are not supposed to be there, but I don't know how. I'm like my brain is having a hard time mentally imagining that. Really? Okay. Well, that worked. Sure. I really felt like it can't be that stupid, can it? And just did it, and then like, oh, all right. Okay. I didn't even think of that as a valid option. I just sort of looked and saw like, hey, there's only the straight line here, which is probably a bar. Let's just see if it works. And it does. Hey, well, let's try it again. Maybe it works again. Oh, darn. They can't let me have any fun, can they? So this one has nothing cut off from the tree, but like the straight lines are still bars that we can ignore. Great, so if we go like this, those branches or those bars? I can't really tell. No. The shape in the bottom corner looks like it's branches. Plus, wherever there is light, I know it's guaranteed safe because the light is neither a bar nor a branch. It's just empty. Ah, there we go. Oh, this one is a splitty boy. It goes two ways. So let's go left first. Really? Is that really in the way? Do I actually have to do it like this? Wow, that's super annoying. Okay. Is it like this? Or is it like this? No, it's neither of those. Trying to like line this up. But is the like light area, what is the shadow here? So is this really like this? No. Well, I didn't go around, so that might help. Yeah. But so the like this shape. This is what made me want to do that at the end there. Oh good, this one is double screened. Although this one looks like it should be, oh god, like this. Right, but I can't see the whole puzzle. No? It looks like I should just go over and around and up like that. Or is this actual shadow? Like, do I have to go like this? Okay, maybe I didn't understand this one. So I have to go where there is light, and it looks like there is light if I go to the right. And is it only one square over like that instead of all the way? No, or is it? So the other option is what, two? These panels are gonna drive me insane. You know, if this was like a real life thing, this human being could just move the fucking panels. And that's how you should solve this. Move the panels so it works. Instead of deal with the panels. That has helped me before. I was just following the light panel. Right, dodge the shadow. And then when it goes onto the panel, you just follow the path. Or maybe it's follow the dark. Like go over, up, down, but that seems so much less clear than that. And there isn't a nice, like, because I see this, and I see this, and I'm thinking if I back up, that looks so much like this pattern. But it's not, especially since you can't seem to go this, like it doesn't look like I can go that way. So the other things that look good to me are like that, like the more full version of that spiral. What else could this be? We follow the light, and then as soon as we hit the shadow, we do the same pattern that the light follows. Back up and look at it from up here. Is it really just like this? Or like this? No? Yeah, so the sun's coming down. But where the sun's coming down is not going to affect where it hits the panel. Because it's based on the panel, right? So anything on the panel is factually correct, and the only thing that would be distorted is on the metal bits. Yeah, so I'm doing sort of something similar here. Right, so this looks like it's attached to the top one, but I guess I can't go that way. Oh, is it, so it's like this? Because I'm going left. So I'm going left here, and then it like attaches to this, which is going up, and then we go over. So looks like that. There we go. Great. Oh, fuck you. Oh no. Stupid sideways panel. Oh, there's a door. Me in. Just when I think I get it all figured out, they throw this at me. So that the sun is coming down at this angle. It's trying to hit. It was trying to hit the panel like this. So that's going to be distorted in multiple ways. But we can imagine it as sort of a staircase, I think, right? So it's like over, down, over, down, over, up, like that. Nice. I'm really happy with that. More. But now there's nothing blocking it. Please don't tell me I'm supposed to pretend like there's something blocking it. There's also two different ways to start, which I dislike. Oh, is this what this is? The panel physically bent? Kind of hard to tell with at a base. Oh, it is. The panel needs to be on a bit of an angle. So so you're telling me the panel is wrong in this one? Or should the panel be shifted over? Like, does the panel need to be rotated to match the pole, or does the pole need to be shifted with the panel also rotating? Is the question. And if the pole is, that one makes sense to me, because then we can use the things on this as a guideline for where the shadows actually should be. So if that's the case and we move it, then this is going to go like over and down, right? We're going to go sort of over a square. But then the angles are messing with my brain. If we imagine the stuff on the panel shifted one square to the right, this is going to need to be like this. There's also the down part. No? So I want to shift this every sun on this panel over a square. Or is it over 2 squares? Because there is 2 options here. Could be over 2 squares. No. Trying to trace it out backwards, right? So if this lines up with this should go so it's got to be over 1 square, otherwise this doesn't line up, right? So we go like this. I wish I could draw it backwards. It would be so much easier. We also have just completely not considered this. If we move everything over, does that work? And I think we, like, if we're operating under the assumption that it's like this and it should be like this, then should we not move everything, shift everything diagonally a square? Not just left, and that this is a false, or red herring, as it were. God, that's so hard to like mentally map out. So if this is, well, no, that can't make sense, because then this is off the screen. But then, and like all this stuff is off the screen. And it can't just be rotating the panel, because then we don't get nice straight lines anymore. So it's got to be this panel rotatey thing, and there's like a pattern shift that we just haven't, like, I think I understand the concept, but I'm having a really hard time wrapping my brain around how it lines up. I want it to be something like that. That's obviously not what it is. Because we have this like question mark, backwards question mark pattern that needs to be on here somewhere. Although if this whole thing is shifting, like down and to the left one, then this is no longer a valid starting spot. It's just in shadow. Then how does this fit in? Because these go over here, so is this if we... Oh. Maybe let's go look at the other side for a while and let my brain refresh on that one. This one is follow. This one looks like it's follow the shadow. Is it just like follow the shadow roughly because it's slightly distorted? Seems a bit weird. I don't know if I'm just getting really lucky or I'm missing something here. There we go. There's gonna be a... there's gonna be something eventually. Trying to roughly follow the path, right? Looks like it's up, over. Is that because this one is broken and this should actually look like this? Where does that go to? Another glowy pillar. Ooh, here's the like weird church dam that I want to look at. And I have seen these before. Except we want to go the other way around so I can actually exit the maze. Tetris pieces again. I just wanted to see where this other path led. This one just seems to be following the shadow. There's nothing blocking this shadow. Or is this like this tree is twisted or something and it should actually be in a different path? Let's try the stupid things. Oh. That seemed to open a door. I heard a squeaky sound. No, the break in the branch was the thing that mattered. Oh, it's the little gate that I opened up and wanted to look into. Oh, it's a laser box. So now the gate is blocking the shadows. So I mean, I want it to be something easy so I don't have to think very much. And it's never going to be that simple, is it? But there is no other... Because those are the endpoints, right? There's like there's the curvy bit, and there's the two forked bit. And here we have the two forked bit, and we have the curvy bit. So what could we be... Do we use the, like, tree trunk? Because there is not another tree here. That is the entire tree that is making the shadow. Oh, well, that makes sense. I guess I should go back to that then. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this because these all look terrible. And there's the way back, so a couple more to go. Yeah, maybe I just don't get this one. My intuition is that since this, like, we need to move, since this pole is like this thing should be to the left and up a bit, meaning these shift right and down, but then there's nowhere to start. If this point is really here, this point is really here, then all this stuff goes off the map. And that is not solvable. And obviously it's solvable because that's how the game works. But I mean, like, if everything shifts up and to the left, the ones on the bottom row and the ones on the left side go just... sorry, the ones on the bottom row just go away. This, yeah, the sign moves up, the ones on the bottom row just go away, and these become the new bottom. So, you'd think it would be something like this. But it is not. I stepped away specifically because this one needed to reset my brain, but I'm still thinking about the same thing than I did when I was here before, about like shifting patterns. Let's maybe I go look at the like Tetris gate for a while and see if I can figure out what those Tetris pieces do. Something else. Because like I know theoretically how that puzzle should work, but I can't quite get my brain to do the angles right. It's still like the idea that I'm making Tetris pieces. Right, so here's this piece. No, this one doesn't work. Do they have to be like slightly more defined? Guess not. Oh, this is the lasers. The lasers in the sky. I really hate leaving an area undone, though. I want to go back to that flight puzzle. But I also haven't touched this area. And I at least know where to start. Because there's the... what was that? You see the scratchies? Like scratches on the thing. Right, very clearly in this top section. Come on, shiny light, show me where all the scratchies are. Okay. More scratches. Oh, but now it's in shadow, so I can't really see the scratches. Maybe if I went up there again. See it? This one starts here and like ends down here. Oh, they're trying to prevent guesswork again. I see. Can't be entirely about that because there's no actual way to get all those. As this is up here for a reason, so gotta be for viewing, otherwise what purpose does it have? Maybe we can look from the other side. Is there like a way to get... There's a way to get up on this one, right? The hell is that? Ooh, it moves. Hello. So it goes like this. No, it does not. These other ones move? No. So the scratch comes from the middle. It's the middle and then to the bottom. Like so. That goes up. No backwards panels here. Well, they took away my scratchies. That's how I solved the other ones. As soon as, you know, just when I think I get out, they pull me back in. These seem like they should do something, but they don't. Well, they connect to that, I guess. Something down there too, but I think that was, there was like a door over here. Yeah, that's gonna open when we solve it. Oh, okay. Let's go look from the top again. Not sure why this would help. You got nothing. So let's double check to make sure that I'm not crazy. And there are no scratchies on these. There are no scratchies on these, it looks like. So we're gonna have to go back and try to figure out a different way in which to solve these other than scratches. I really feel like this stupid platform has something to do with it. Because otherwise, why would this be here? Although I suppose there doesn't have to be something... a reason for literally everything. It could just be a way to appreciate the natural beauty of this game. We'll have some of my apricot wheat and take in the sights and sounds of whatever this island is called. I'm gonna rotate that one back and then look, because this is its original position, and I feel like it might make more sense if it's in its alternate position. Because they wouldn't put it in the, like, default position to start with. Would they? Don't see what else this could be. Not like rotated or anything, are they? Are these two rotated versions of each other? They're not. They look like it, but they're not quite. Ooh, there was a door down on this beach. I want to go look at that too, because I remember just looking at it and being like, I can't solve that now. But maybe it has like environmental. I don't remember what was on it. I do not remember what was on it, and I want to go see in case it's something like environmental or whatever that I can answer now. That I've learned a thing or two about how this game works. Water, sun, sun. Can I move that? No. I mean, light does seem to be a pretty significant thing in this game so far. Ah, there are the stairs. But the light often seems to matter. There's the door. Nope, that's Tetris pieces, but it's also all the black dots, which I know how to solve because it's collect all the black dots, but... Go all the way back. Don't know how those work anyway. Although we did find another one of these little weird panels over here that don't seem to do anything. You just, you know, solve the puzzle and nothing happens. That was neat. There's like a hole. Doesn't seem to point to anything. I feel like we should know everything we need to know to solve this sun temple, because there's no... I browsed around the town for a bit to see what kind of symbols I would need to learn how to do, and none of them looked like this. So I feel like we should be able to solve everything here. But I don't know. I was just relying sort of on the scratchies before, and there are no scratchies. The other ones. So, how doth we pursue? Oh, there's another one in there. Two in there. How doth we proceed? I don't want to abandon another area, especially when I feel like I should be able to get this one. Please don't tell me that turned off the previous one, because that was really annoying. It did not. Oh, hello. There are scratches. You just have, if I look at it from a different angle, there are scratches. Interesting. Let's sort of stare at this thing from different angles until we can see what the scratches look like. Getting there. There we go. So from the top right to the bottom left on that one. Is the other one just the other way around? They wouldn't make it symmetric, would they? Of course they wouldn't. Doesn't hurt to try, though. Okay, so we need to get the angle on this right. Touch to see some scratches on the... Where is the sun? That looks interesting. It's just like a straight line down. Just straight down into the, like, it's like following the line of the laser. So what angle do I have to be at? Get that one right. Obviously none of these. That's just too far away. There it is. So it's from... Is it just the top left to the bottom right, or is that another line there? I can't tell if that's another line. Well, it's either top left to bottom right, or it's like this. Oops. There it is. So bottom right all the way around the top to the bottom left. Oh, hey, that does line up. Look at that. They come in from the bottom. That's got to be a thing that matters. Oh, hello. This doesn't seem to do anything. That way rotates it. Oh god, I'm gonna have to like watch to make sure that I see the pattern as it reflects, aren't I? Through the sun. Good lord, that is excruciatingly slow. I can't stop but help but seeing a cube there instead of like a wheel, which I think is what it's supposed to be. Did you see what I mean? It's like a cube with a line from one corner to the other. That did not help. I bet you I need to be... If I rotate it back the other way, but if I go up top, can I split? Reflect for me? Looks more promising because it's kind of pointing at my face here. Let's get the phone ready. Just in case. This is a thing that matters. There we go. Oh, so it's top right, then straight down through the middle. No, not that one. That did... Oh, did that open the door? It allows us access to the door. More sun puzzles. Uh-oh, I don't like this. We have lost... Oh, is there another one? There. Oh, what is this now? Oh, it changes the light. Or was that here? Can't remember where it came from. Can I turn off the lights? Oh, it's just the top triangle. That didn't do anything. Because it just seems to be this triangle. But I can't really tell where it starts. When I have the middle one on, I can see it finishes there. Where does it start? Does it go like this? Look at this one. Can I get anything in there? It cuts through the top left. That's all I get from that. On the bottom? I think it goes like this. Go back to this one. Are those coming from there? I think, God, this is so hard to see. If I go back up the top, is this going to be a bit easier to look at? Certainly is not, because I cannot see from up here. Oops. Okay. So we've got the... I want to open like a Microsoft Paint. So we've got, because we've got the top triangle like that. Can't tell if there's also the bottom triangle or not. It's not as scratchy. it looks like it does go through there. But does it start at this bottom one like this? There's one down. Turn off the light for now. Close my Microsoft Paint because very clearly I didn't need that. Oh, that one's not a sun shape. How am I ever going to do that? Okay, so that goes through the top triangle like that. Work our way from left to right and see if it makes any difference. It also goes, looks like it goes to the bottom one. And it's like the entire left-hand side now, like this. Or, you know, like this. That doesn't change what's lit, so that doesn't help. This should show us the right side a bit. I think it starts there, so like... There we go. And now we get a square that I can't see anything on. Just a square. Why you have to go and throw all the patterns off on me, Mr. Square? Let's turn off all the lights and see if we can see anything. There's no light on it, so no. Left light. We get some light on it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna need a Microsoft Paint for this one. Or a piece of paper or something. How many, what's it? It's a 3x3? 3x3. So just so that I can draw out the paint, Microsoft Paint picture. Could show you my glorious paint skills if you'd like. They're not particularly good. And then we have this. I want to increase that brush size though, so it fills it up. Bigger brush. There we go. I don't have enough monitors for this. I need a different monitor for my paint. Okay, so that shows me the left corner like that. Let's try the middle light. That shows us, looks like it comes across one and then down, so it looks like it's going down and out here and then up here, so like this. God, that is a horrible, I didn't even draw on my own grid. Come on, Ben. You drew this grid to help you draw stuff out, and then you like failed miserably on drawing on the own grid that you drew. And then the last light. Should be able to get something if we get the right angle here. Looks like there's nothing there. This is my intuition? No. I think I'm being all clever, and then when we get the last light that doesn't seem to show us anything. Well, I guess it shows us that there is no scratches there, right? Like, negative information is also information. And we never learn anything about this top corner, so we might be able to assume that that's right? No? That does eliminate that top right corner as an option, though. And if I go back to the first one briefly... we can see it goes through that bottom corner, but it doesn't start there. So my thought is it goes from here down to here, and then we saw this. Now I don't know if it does this, or if it does like this, or if it does like this. Right? See the scratchies there from the top to the bottom, and also across, like an L. Then the scratches here show us... where did I see those scratches? I swear I saw them. There they are. They come down from the top and they go over that way. So we see at least this. Could also be something like that, though. There's gotta be some angle that we can stand at to actually gain information from this third light. Otherwise, what use is it? There we go. Okay, I need my paint again. So it goes like this. And also over this way. Do we learn anything from having all the lights off? I don't think so. No. Oops, that's the wrong angle to be approaching this from. There we go. All right, here's my beautiful, just so everybody is, I got to show you my beautiful Microsoft Paint. No, where's my, there it is. There's my beautiful Microsoft Paint rendering of the little puzzle. I hope you're satisfied. So I saw this stuff. So then these are all the scratches that I could see. And then you sort of deduce that this is where you have to start, because there's no circle start scratch here. And if you go this way, then you no longer get these scratches down here, so you have to connect it this way. If you connect it this way, you no longer get these ones, so you have to go here. And now we didn't see this one before, so you have to go here, and now the only way to finish it is to connect it like that, which is how I decided on the pattern I eventually showed. So that opens this door. Okay. Oh, we have two options. Oh, they're both the same option. Okay. Oh, there's more. Well, I'm gonna take it. I see the bottom pattern now. I'm gonna take that one, take a picture of that before there's something that distracts me from seeing it. Why is there always so much more? Okay, so we have goes around. Any way to like turn off the lights or anything? Oh, is that a water reflection? Oh, that's a pool of water. So that's a reflection. It goes like this. Can I draw from here? Oh, that's so weird. That you can click from that far away. Do we get a reflection in this one? That we do. You can start from the center? I didn't know you could do that. Goes to here. Does that one also have a reflection? It does, but it is not easy to see. There it is. Nope. I feel like just relying on the reflections and copying the lines is going to get me in a lot of trouble when it comes to like a harder version of this puzzle. That goes to this one, which doesn't have a great reflection, but it has a reflection. It starts top and it goes outside, up one, down. So it goes like this. So it might just be the top piece. Nope. Over, down, in, down. So it's over, down, in, down. And then it's either here or here. Oh, I gotta be missing something. Oh, I can see the other side. There we go. So it goes... Oh, does it start over there? It does. So it starts... I'm gonna go down, 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 up, right. So it's like this. No. Why didn't that work? Oh, because am I mirroring this wrong? Oh, I like that angle. Come back. Whatever angle I was just at. So the bottom one is the finishing point. Yeah, so I go from here and then up. There we go. I feel like the orange paint has something to do with it too. Maybe I am wrong. Oh gosh, okay. Let us picture that. And then we will edit that picture. And we will rotate it. And then draw it on here, which I think it's probably not cheating too much, is it? I say as I get it wrong. What it looked like to me, although does it also need to be rotated? Probably also needs to be flipped. Yeah, there we go. We did it! Sort of. That did what? It seemed to open that door, or allow us to go to that door? I'm not in, like... I'm a new F1 fan as of last season, basically. So I started watching it near the beginning of last season, which is probably a weird time to get into it, given the, like, pandemic thing, but I am following it this season, yeah. Why is there so much? Oh, cool. Who are you? Who are your boys? Who are you cheering for? What is that doing? Is that draining the water? No, I don't want to drain the water. Stop. Bring the water back. Oh no, I ruined it. Oh, that helps. Right, it has to be mirrored, so... Thoughts on Spain? I missed a lot of it, actually, because I was playing a... I was playing a Blood Bowl game during the game, actually. Or the race, so I missed a lot of it. But from what I could tell, it seemed pretty standard Spain, and that it was relatively boring for most of it. I missed the, like, one exciting part, which was when, like, Verstappen and Hamilton were sort of having the battle at the end, and, like, I don't know, according to things I watched online, maybe Verstappen was, like, not aggressive enough or too aggressive or something, and ended up losing the position. You know, Hamilton drove really, really well, of course, as per usual.
Mercedes.
Mercedes with some cool strats. And, like, it seems very clear that, like, Red Bull plus Verstappen has kind of, like, solved the Mercedes Bottas equation, but they have not solved the Hamilton Mercedes equation yet. Like, it's very clearly clear that Hamilton and Mercedes is just better than Red Bull and Verstappen, but Verstappen in a Red Bull seems to beat a very good driver in Valtteri Bottas in a Mercedes. So maybe the cars are closer than we thought, and Hamilton just really is that good. Okay, so his tire strategy was just wrong. I did miss the most of the end of it, and I'm happy to see that you're also a Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc are your favorites. My favorite is Sainz, but given that my favorite is Sainz, my other two favorites are very clearly Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris, because he was McLaren and Ferrari. So McLaren and Ferrari are kind of my jams, and those four drivers. Although I do have, like, you know, a bit of a soft spot for Gasly and stuff. I can't wait until Perez can, like, Perez is he's a really good driver. We saw him do some nonsense with the Force India, or the whatever it was last season, Racing Point. And it's, you know, Max has a kind of a weird driving style. I think that's fairly obvious that he's a little bit strange compared to the vast majority of the F1 drivers. So I think that the cars that are set up for him, which they very clearly are at Red Bull because he is like the number one boy, are not exactly like intuitive for everybody else to drive necessarily very easily. So I think it's going to take Perez a couple races to get used to it. But if we give Perez like another 2 or 3 races, he'll probably be competing a lot more than he is. But he's already doing really well, even comparative to, like, because, you know, remember what Albon was like. Can I? Oh, I can bring the water back. Well, that's helpful because then I can see this one. Because Albon was terrible. And Lando Norris is doing, like, really good. Ooh, I should quick picture before this goes away. No. Or is it going to stay this way when I raise the water level? Ooh, I've been brought Smarties. For those of you who are American, Smarties are very different here than they are in America. These are Smarties. They're not the weird little chalky candies. Those are what we call rockets. These are like chocolate in a candy coating, similar to M&Ms, but dear God, they are 1,000 times better. Smarties are so much better than M&Ms. M&Ms are hot garbage compared to Smarties. Except for the peanut M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms are really good. But standard Smarties over standard M&Ms, like, I will eat Smarties all day. Keep those M&Ms away from me. Being Canadian, I like want to have, like, I really want to have a soft spot for Lance Stroll because he's Canadian, but the man has a personality of a wet paper towel, and I have such a hard time like actually cheering for him. Okay, now that we've seen what that looks like, it should be something like this. You know, Latifi is very daddy's money, but he's also not as bad as, like, you know, Mazepin. He at least sort of deserves to be there a little bit. Like, he kind of knows what he's doing. I have no idea what those are. Roundtree's fruit pastilles. That's true. And man, Mazepin just straight up shouldn't be there. Like, he does not deserve to be in an F1 car. Please excuse my Smartie crunching, but I'm gonna be eating Smarties. Come on, you. Where's the light? Did not, did not get the light I expected out of that. Uh-oh. My usual strategy. Oh, there it is. Can almost get it there. Should we drain the water again and look from over here? The answer is no. Oh, there it is. Oh no, camera. That's too bright. I thought I had that. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work. Alright, so clearly we need to be able to see it from raised water. So yeah, you know, I'm a new F1 fan, so I don't really know a whole lot about it because I haven't done much with it. Like, I've barely watched it. So I don't have a whole lot of, like, wealth of knowledge about how everything works or, like, history or anything like a lot of other people do. But I am having fun watching it. I particularly enjoy the time slot. Like, it just seems to work really well for me. Because it's like... early morning, Saturday, Sunday, it's great to, like, get up, make some coffee, and then sit there and watch it for a bit. Like, it works really well. I probably would be less interested if I was like West Coast US or like, you know, Europe or something where I'd be watching it in the afternoon. It's pretty great to like get up, turn on the TV, like make some breakfast, turn on the TV at 10 a.m. and watch a race while eating breakfast. It's awesome. Can't really tell what's going on with this one. You mean on Raw Seeks? It just seems to go around from one side to the other. And it goes like this. Or it goes like this. There it is. I think we need to bring the yeah, I don't. The only sports I follow really these days are F1 on Raw Seeks and like Toronto Maple Leafs hockey. And even then, the hockey is generally something I put on the other screen while I'm doing stuff, like playing games or whatever. So like I only half pay attention to it. Oh god, that's annoying. It just merges right with it. Oh, what is that? There's a new one over here? What the fuck is this thing? Seems to activate the door. Oh, is that a laser? That looks like a laser. So there's another puzzle here. But we also have this boy that seems to be active now. That might do something. I guess we'll watch the water go down now and see if we can see anything. Almost. It looks like there's almost something there. See kind of like an X pattern? Like, it looks kind of like this. Is that going to be easier to watch from over here? We can try. And try to raise the water. Oops, do I have to turn this one off? Yeah. Oh, come on. And try watching from over here and see if we get anything out of it. But we're approaching the 2-hour mark, so I imagine OBS is going to crash on me any second now. Oh, there it is. I think we got it. Speaking of which, Kings in the North, all that, blah blah blah. Toronto Maple Leafs scoring or securing first place in the Div, which is kind of, or in the North Division, which is kind of fun. Wait, does the water have to be down for me to like activate that one? Because that's annoying. I think it does. Okay. There we are. And then that does what? Oh, that activates this panel. Oh, it's going right now. Looks like it starts at the top right one and then goes like that. That looks like it goes like this. Yep. I don't know what that does. I feel like nothing. There have been a couple puzzles that do literally nothing so far, and they're probably just for like, you know, completionist, like, you know, solve all 200,000 puzzles. And there's like some that are like right at the very end that don't seem to do anything. Like this one. And then there was one at the end of the whole symmetry area where you had to like draw the trees behind you that didn't seem to do anything either. Okay, so I guess the only thing to do now in here, this area, is open the door, which is, we gotta figure out how to see this puzzle, where the light works for this one. Feel like over here or over here? Is that gonna do it? Does not look like it's gonna do it. So we might have to go over here. There we go, that looks better. Let's raise it back up and then watch, I guess. With the phone ready. Although that only shows me half. Which I don't like. So far I have this. This is as far as I can see what's going on, though. The rest of it is like in shadow. Maybe I have to look at it from a different angle? Like if I look at it from over here, will I be able to see it? Oh, there it is, yeah. I have to sort of like mentally connect those. Oh my gosh. So we go down and then up. I'm gonna have to bust out the MS Paint to piece these together again. Because so far I have like this. And then it looked like it went like that, but maybe I'm doing that wrong. Might have been like a down angle. It's coming straight up to the corner. So it's down to the middle, I think. So it looks like it goes... Annoying. Looks like it goes like this. It looks like it goes like that to me. Although I think I'm probably missing a bit of that in between piece. There's like a lightning bolt at the end there that I think I was missing. Where we go... Nope, yeah. Like this? Oops. No. want it to be like that, but I don't think it is. Does it go down? And then go like... No, because that can't be right. It might go like this? No. Do I have to drain the water and watch it from this side maybe? Yeah, well, let's give it a shot. But I don't think that's going to give us much. Because it's not going to rotate, move the light more sideways. No, that doesn't help. What do you... Oh, you want my bottle. I did say that it was due to crash, didn't I? About 2 hours on the dot. We should be back. Oh, no, it's not. It's not showing this, the game, is it? No, it is not. I don't know why it's doing this. It broke this time like this before, and I had to like just reset the screen capture window, which is super frustrating. Capture a specific window as a witness, please. Still no? Hello, come on. There we are. Got it. Sweet. I had to like turn it off and on a couple times apparently. Okay, I have the right idea here. I don't know. Oh, I'm pretty sure I just have it. I'm not going all the way down. Like, I think it's this. There we go. Yeah, I just wasn't. If you can, I don't know if you can see my picture. It's probably pretty bad, but if I zoom in, I just wasn't drawing the first sawtooth big enough. Okay. There we are. Okay. Do we get the laser beam now? Nope, there's more. Oh, these ones are curved. So this goes... Always more. I need to... oh god, do I need to like go up to... Oh no. What is this? It's physically blocked by the sticks. I don't like that. Oh, there's a reflection. But it's blocked by the sticks. Can I go under the sticks? Oh, there's gotta be, like, we probably drain the water or something somehow, don't we? And then then the sticks go down with it because the sticks are blocking the path. Allow me to take a picture of this before we drain the water, because this we'll need to drain the water, and then the reflection goes away. Can we see anything there? We cannot. This looks like it does something like that. No. There we go. That's a nice little line. Those connect. That turns on this one. Oh my lord. We've almost opened up the doorway. We need another one. Which is this one, but there are sticks in the way. Can I draw it from the other side where there are no sticks? Can I draw it on the one in the water? No. Because this needs to go this way. But the sticks are there. This clearly has to do something. Oh, almost. There was a little bit of light there. Oh man, there's got to be a better angle at which to view that. I feel like that, like the light reflecting scratches feels like such a weird thing. Is that how it's done? Like, there's got to be something. Like, am I literally just missing something this entire time? It really can't be. It cannot be that. That doesn't make any sense. That I'm missing something the whole time, and I'm just getting it right from the scratches. Like, it has to be the scratches. Can I go up and look? Oh, I want that to be a laser. That's probably a laser. We're so close to this area being done. So close. Oh, I got a bunch of messages. Oops. Problem with full screen windowed mode, or full screen mode, not windowed. Whenever I tab out to like look at Discord or whatever, everything goes screwy. Can I see any scratches on this at all, or is it just in the light? I can't see anything for this one. But only there's like one place in which I can get any context of the light. This is like the only place where I can see anything. Like, and it's just a line. Is it just a line? Nope. Well, there's this, but I thought that was paneled from the powered from the panel. So there's that panel, and then there's so this. Okay, let's follow the wires. The wires help. This is attached to this, so this is going to turn on that final thing. This panel has like a switch attached to it that's going to do something. Then there's also this cord that goes over to here. Oh, I can do this from the back. See, I was... Stupid game. See, I was looking at it from the front and looking in the reflection and being like, okay, but there's sticks in the way, so I can't draw it. And I was thinking that, like, if it drained, maybe we had to drain the water and make, like, the sticks fall away. But you can just walk behind the panel and do it over here. But it is mirrored. I did take a picture of this. So what we want to do is flip it, but not mirror it, because we are already mirrored by virtue of being behind it. So we want to go like this. There we go. Oh, now we can do the drain the... Now it drains the water or something? Nope. What does that do? Ah, it rotates the panel. There we go. Stupid. I should have known that it was doable from either side as soon as it was see-through, because see-through either means you can do it from both sides or there's an environmental thing. Can I move it up more? No. Because I'm not getting very much in the way of light here. Well, I know it's not the top, because otherwise there'd be light there. Can't see anything on it here. Oh, hello. Wow, that's weird. Okay, so it's a V. So it's either this. There we go. Key! Laser! Laser! We did it! I hope this is a laser. It looks like a laser box. Oh, there's the mine shaft they were talking about. Sweet. So we're done with the desert ruins. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Bring me the laser. Sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads. Go laser, go laser, go. Go laser, go laser, go. Go. Begin. Laze. Why have you not lased? Oh, there it is. Wow. That's not going the right way. All the other lasers go up there. Why does this laser go this way? No, there's more! Please. Oh no, there's a different thing. That laser is touching something else. Well, I need to go find out what the something else is. I left an area just unfinished, and I still need to go do that, but I also need to know what this laser is doing. I remember this! I was in the town before, and I was like, oh, well, this lets us rotate this panel to do something. It probably reflects something. Hey, look. A laser. Because we can do this. I even remember like seeing this. Oh, that was the wrong one. It's probably this one. I even remember seeing this panel and rotating it, and like it's totally for that reason. And then I was right. There. So now the laser's doing something correctly. Well, we're in the town. Do we want to poke around at town things? Or should I go back and try to figure out the thing that I did wrong? Like, these are all weird. I have no idea what this is. I haven't seen most of that kind of stuff yet. Don't know what any of that is. This is a maze. We have seen mazes before. And there is a maze here. I guess. So but we need to figure out what the pattern is. Is it not grass, or is it yes grass? And what is the entrance and what is the exit? And it's also rotated. So if this is the exit, but then there's rubble as well. It looks like it's not grass. That's the answer. But then rubble, is that rubble grass supposed to be grass or not? It looks like it is not grass, maybe? Nope, there's grass there. So is this the entrance? Is that not grass? That is not grass, I think. Oh gosh. I need do you have paper and a pen that I could use?
Do I have paper?
Because this, it's going to be annoying to Alt-Tab to write these instructions down, I think. Like a Sharpie is fine. I just need something to write down with.
Yeah, I was trying to get you a color that wasn't hard to see.
Okay, so we start and we go forward 1, 2, 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Then we go left 1. Wait, I lost 1. Then we go left 1, and we go down 1, 2. And then we're gonna go left 1. And then we go down 1. So now we're back at we should wind up on the entry row. We go left 1. Up 1. Left 1. Up 1. Right 1. Up 1. God, I really hope it's actually this, not grass path. This is going to be a waste of time. Right 1. Up 1, and then all the way left. Let's see if this works. Oh, but this is also rotated. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Fuck! Oh no. That was so much work. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. Oh, sorry. 1, 2. 1, 1. 1, 1. No, that's... I did something wrong here. I definitely did something wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah. I counted something wrong here. Is it the... I think it might be... Maybe it's not 4, maybe it's 3. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Maybe we just need to cut off that first 3 one. So we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, we did it! I don't know what it did, but it did something. Oh, it lowered these stairs. See, we learned something because we knew that this was the panel that's colored like this is about mazes. We solved the maze. We learned in boyos. No, now we've got the shapes again, and I don't know what the shapes do. But it's also yellow like it's a maze. Is there some sort of maze thing here? I also don't know what the shapes do. Yeah. Guess I gotta learn about the shapes. But I also want to go back and finish the one that I just didn't finish. There's like the shadow one that shadow area that I just didn't finish because I couldn't figure it out. Should probably go check that out again. Ooh, what are you? That looks shiny. I have no idea what any of this means, but... Ding ding. What's that hole? This looks like... Oh god! I was gonna say that looks like a puzzle, but... Dear lord, that was loud. I did a thing. I guess. I tried the other way and it doesn't seem to go anywhere. I can't go up this way. I can only go one way. Oh god, please don't tell me there's like 1,000 of these. Because I am gonna have to go find them all. I want to look down the hole. I can't do it from here, though. Can I do it from, like, up here? Oops. No, I cannot. That just sort of launched spice into the lake. Or ocean, or whatever this is. Can't do it from there either. Doesn't seem to allow me. Can't go up there yet. What obelisk? Oh, the like Hummy rock? Oh, hello. So there's a lot, and I've only found one of them. Sweet. Sweet! There's something in here. I mean, we know we just have to separate the white things from the black things in this one. But we still have the Tetris pieces. Stupid Tetris pieces. Oh, and this is an environmental one. We saw this before, but I couldn't figure it out. Like, we know this is an environmental one, and I would imagine it lines up with these trees, because the other one did, but that isn't right. Do I have to go above that top tree? I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning of the game and just look at every fucking, like, floor panel now. Because this, I feel like this should be like this. But that's wrong. And I can't tell if it's, like, off kilter because the pole is buried in the ground. But these have all been about, environmental things. Look, there's an apple. So this should be just lining up those trees. There's nothing else to line up. It could be like there's no rocks or nothing. Like, is it like this? No. There's 5 columns and 5 green trees. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the tiny little one? Does that count? So, like... There we go. And this is a shadow one. We've seen the shadows before, but we're missing half the shadows. But, like... If I look at it from up here, is it easier to see? I mean, I feel like if we just like take a picture of these vines and then follow the pattern of the vines, will probably be correct. Because those vines will be what is supposed to be making the shadow, and it's just being blocked by this rock. No. No, that was me saying no to the puzzle.
Oh.
Nope. Ugh. I hate the shadow ones. I'm sorry, but I really, really hate the shadow ones. There's also an apple. Is this going to be an environmental, like a tree puzzle? I really, really hate the shadows. So do we not go over, up? I guess the part that's hidden should be... Feels like it just... The bars are kind of annoying and in the way too. I want to ignore the bars. Is that first curvy bit a bar? Or is that actually what that shape is? There we go. I just had it like, I had to mentally move it over one because I was kind of looking at it from a different angle. Man, it's 10 o'clock. I've been doing this like all day. Can't put too much more time into it, I suppose. Let's give it another half an hour because it'll be a solid 3 hours of The Witness. And then we'll do something, and then I'll call it for tonight. What the fuck is this? Did I repeat audio? Sorry, I didn't mean to repeat audio. Oh god, so this one is like okay, so it's the same, right? It's the Apple Q one, but I just need to figure out which one is the right one. Which, like, so I'm gonna have to count the branches, because it splits into 4 ways. So this looks like a split into 4 ways, but then it splits multiple endings, which is a little bit weird. Is the apple a like a red herring? And it's like, actually look at something different that fits this pattern better. But this is the same type of puzzle? That would lead into here. Because this has 4 paths. Starting from the middle. If we start from the middle, there's 4 paths, but then there's branching in multiple directions. Do I ignore particular branches? So if this limb is just 1, then there'd be 1, 2, 3 on it, but there's none with 3. Well, how many endpoints are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's only one of these paths that does have 8 endpoints on it, and the apple is on the 3rd last one. So 6. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. It just confused me because it wasn't like the branching tree structure like the previous one was. Or the previous time we had the apple puzzle was. I don't know what this is. This may be where we stop in this area, because I've never seen... Well, I don't think I've seen this color panel. There's... shadow on it. But the shadow doesn't really... Is this... Or wait, is this the avoid shadow one? This might be the avoid shadow one. We definitely have seen this, and I think this is the avoid shadow panel. Yeah, that's what it is. I remembered. Oh, this is like a 3-way splitter, or we need to finish these other sections to also have it work. Oh wait, but there's another path. 3 of them all come out of this. Let's, if I restart this, is it gonna turn off that one? It is not. Yeah, it's don't touch shadows, but how do I not touch these shadows to get to this corner? So I got the right panel, I got the right exit, but how do I get this? There's this top exit which I can't get to, and there's this exit which I can't get to. The only thing I can think of is like if there's a way to move something up here to like physically alter where the shadows are. That might be a thing that's doable. But I don't... Oh, we can get up here. But that doesn't activate anything. Oh, there's scratches. Hello. It's like the sun one. It is multiple light panels at once. Is there another starting point? Oh, there is. There's a starting point from the top. I see. Is that a starting point from the side? Okay, well, let's take a picture. Fill up my camera roll with more pictures of the witness and weird puzzles that I'm going to have to explain some other time to people. So there's the three types of light ones. There's the scratches, like from the solar temple. There's the don't touch shadows, and then there's the follow shadows. So maybe we have to... There'll be one where we have to follow shadows for a different start point. Because there's a start... Oops. There's a start point up here. And then we want to... If we can follow the scratches, they look like they do something like this. No, that's not right. I think it goes like this. There we go. That is a second answer. Is the middle a start point? Oh, the middle is a start point. Okay, so there's also the follow shadows puzzle. But that doesn't work, does it? If I start in the middle, is there a way to get to the top one with these scratches? If I go like this? No. So we've got the avoid shadows, we've got the follow shadows, or the scratches, and we've got the other one, which I don't know the answer to. Which seems to have to start in the middle. Or can we, is there like an avoid shadows that we can do from the middle? I don't, no, because we'd have to go this way, and then we can't get past that while avoiding shadows. We could follow the shadows from the middle, like if we... go along the same path as that branch on the left, maybe? And then something like this. We could also sort of pretend that... because it can't be avoid shadows, because this endpoint is in shadows. So it has to be another... The only other type of light puzzle... We've seen a couple types of light puzzles. Oh no, have we not seen the third type? I think we've only seen the sun... Because there isn't, like, it's not an avoid shadows puzzle. That's not really a thing. There's the scratches. And then there was the avoid shadows puzzle. I thought there was, like, a follow shadows one, but I think that's just because I was thinking about it the other way around. From the point of view of where I was. In the, like, shadow foresty area. This looks like it's going to activate this. God, we're so close. I really want to finish this because this is something that I know how to do, and I want to think, and I want to be able to do it. Is there also like an environmental thing? Is there something that is blocking some of the shadow somewhere? There is this house that's in the way. Because they're the scratchy boys again. Little scratchy boys on the old picture there. It does drive through the start. This is such a weird thing. Is this just to get you to like... The reason for this must be just to get you to find the town. Because this came from the Sun Temple place, which was like the third area I ever saw. So I think that must be just be like, hey, that doesn't go in the direction. Where does the laser go? So there's scratches in the center, as like the scratch puzzle follows through the center line here. So if scratches are a thing we care about, it could do this, or it could do this. Can't really tell either way. I need a third angle, you say. There's there. There's up. And there's what, I guess through the window over here is the only other way to look at this. But this is too low. Shadows on the wall? Like behind it? I don't think so. Oh, can I? Oh, I can go through here. That doesn't help though. That doesn't show me anything. It doesn't change the shadows. Oh, hello. I can't activate it from here, but I can picture it from here. Because those vines, those like brown vines line up real good. I'm just going to go inside. It's going to be a lot easier to look at it from there. Along with these viney pictures that I took. So it goes... That might be too far. If this doesn't work, we just bring that outside square in. Nope, that works. That's cool. 3 different ways to solve the same thing. It's kind of neat. Guess I'll have to look for more vines. This takes us upstairs. Oh god. Is this scratches or is this shadows? Because there's this. But that doesn't seem to do... That doesn't do anything. That's not an end point. I feel like I'm going to need to look at this from somewhere else. And up here is not that place. That looks promising. But not quite. That's just too far away. Can I get up on this thing? Maybe from the inside? Does not look like it. Hey, look, a flower. I want to get up on this building. Oh, that's... I can get up on that... We solved the, yeah, so I think we have to wait for this one, unless I can solve the Tetris piece right now. Because I think the angle that I want to be on to get a good look at that is probably from up here somewhere. But I assume this, like, unfolds or something once I solve whatever this is. I should really find the swamp. Well, there's also, I need to finish, I'm gonna finish that shadow area. It was over here somewhere. Oh, and I need to finish the maze thing too. Technically, because there was the other side of the maze. You probably missed the start of that. But there's like the other side of the maze, and I found it very annoying to do the part that I was on without like drawing it out, and I figured I didn't really need to do it because it already started the laser from that area, and they looked like they just activated the same thing by following the wires. Oops, this is where I'm going. So if I want to be completionist, I need to go back and finish the full maze thing in it. Oh right, the maze had Tetris, that's what it was. Tetris. I knew there was a reason why. I hated this one. It's so stupid, look at it. Oh, man. I don't get this one. Do I just have to, like, maybe I'm overthinking it? Because what I was doing before is, like, so if you look at this pole, it's, like, bent, and I was, like, imagining the pole both moving and then the sign rotating to flat, right? If like, that makes sense, if you look at my hands, right? So first the pole moves, but the sign is still sort of bent relative to the pole, but then you rotate the sign, and it's going to move things right and left. What if I just take the fact that there are 2 start points here as a hint and just move everything 2 squares to the right? Right, so we go over 1, down 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. And then if this was moved 2 squares to the right, we'd go over, up, like that? No, not quite. I think I may have messed up my squares. Oh god, this is so hard mentally. 1 left, 1 down, 1 left, 1 up, 1 left, 1 up, 1 right. Now is it 1 up, 1 right, 1 up, all the way over now? Nope. 1 left, 1 down, 1 left is now. See, the other thing, I think this could possibly be 2 left. Up, over, up, over. This could also be 2 left instead of 1 left. There we go. Haha! So I was overthinking it the first time. Oh, that felt good. See, I know I just need to step away from it for a little bit and then come back. This comes down to here. We've got these big poles in the way. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so there's the pattern that needs to get added, I think. Yeah, I was definitely overthinking that. Do you understand what I mean, though? Like, the the pole is on an angle, plus the sign is straight up and down. So I figured, and like this looks like it knocked the sign over or whatever. So my thought was, if you straighten the sign out, that this is still the same relative angle, like the sign is still the same relative angle to the pole. So you also need to rotate the sign over. So when I was looking at this the first time, I thought it wasn't just move the pattern to the right. I also thought it was move the pattern down. But like, I guess I was just overthinking it. I guess the lesson here is that the signs are self-leveling. Okay, let me look at the picture that I took of the pattern. This might take 1 or 2 tries here, because I'm not sure if we go... if this is just finishing the over. No, it has to go over another one. Go over another one, and then we like down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1, up, over, up. Yep. That one felt pretty easy. Here's another fucked up sign, though. The fuck is this? What's in here? I want to look in the house. Can I go around and look in the house? Oh, what's this? Hey, a cord.
In a sense, what modern physics is to the history of Western thought, Zen is to the development of the Eastern worldview, the ultimate refinement of more than 2,000 years of incisive debate, discussion, and critical development. Yet the difference between the two could hardly be more marked. Whereas physics is interested above all in theories, concepts, and formulas, Zen values only the concrete and the simple. Zen wants facts, not in the Western sense of things that are measurable and numerical, which
I'm taking a picture.
are
It's
in
right
fact
there.
abstractions, but as living, immediate, and tangible. Its approach to understanding is not to theorize, because it recognizes that previously accumulated ideas and knowledge, in other words, memories of all kinds, block the direct perception of reality. Therefore, Zen adopts an unusual approach. Its buildup involves language, which is unavoidable. Any method, even if it turns out to be an anti-method, has first to convey some background in order to be effective. But the way Zen uses language is always to point beyond language, beyond concepts to the concrete. David Darling, 1996.
One day I'll understand what all the recordings and like random... Are there like recordings and stuff? Just like flavor that they're... Or does it have something specifically to do with the story? Like, are we put here by Albert Einstein? Because all the quotes seem to come from him. Or is it just like, you know, the creators of the game wanted to share off some messages like they did with the video that was in the basement? Okay, well, we have this pattern. Oh, there's more. It's on the rock. On the top part. But it's all distorted. Okay, so let me take a picture of the top part of the rock. Because that will be helpful. Because we can see this part from here. Where it goes over, and then up, and then over, and down, and then over, and up. And then it looks like it goes like this. Yeah. This goes where? Where you go. Into the grass. Oh, is it this one? It is this one. This looks like it's supposed to be... Oh, it's in the way of the... It should be rotated in front of the fence. But there are gaps in the fence. So we kind of have to make it up. No, I don't think that's right. It looks more like this. Darn. Thought I was all clever and stuff, Mr. Cleverity Clogs. Well, that lines up nicely, but I imagine that's for this one, and not for this one. Alright, because this looks like it goes like this. But then here's the part that it's broken. Does it just go down, or is there another left square in there? It could also just go like, no, because that it could also just be like this, but I don't think it would. If that's there, why would the top part exist? There we go. I think I just missed, I don't know, I think I missed the length of this. I didn't realize I was going to the top. Oh, that should have been obvious. There's 5 boards. So, like, I would imagine the 5 rows correspond with the 5 boards. Is this the last one for this? I'm getting real tired of these light puzzles. This looks like it might open that door. Maybe? I don't know. Okay. Those line up real good. In fact, if you like go up here, they probably line up even better. I don't know if I can go up here, though. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so let me take a picture of that as well, because I think it's a little bit easier to see from this angle than right up against the board. Unless I can draw on the board from here, which I guess I can. So this board should be further forward, right? Yeah, so like, just, yeah, so it should be like, nope, I want the angle back that I just had, please. Nope. There we go. Right, so I need to mentally shift all these middle ones. So this is just over, and then it goes over again. Alright, so it goes up, over, down, and then we're using this bottom one here, which looks like it just goes over one, and then this one goes over one, and then we go up.
Ow!
Over, no, so it's got to be over 2, so this one can go over 2, and then up, and then over 1, but then it has to go down 1. So is this double up, and then over, down, over, up, up. Nope. As we go up, over, down, and I know I'm pointing at the screen, so you can't really see what I'm doing, I suppose, but it's up, over, down, and then it's just over what I think is, no, this has got to be over 2 here, because this is over 1, and then over another one to the far side, and then up 1, over 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. No, it's got to be up 2 though, otherwise we can't go down here. And that's straight? No. I'm trying to line these up better, because it's the bottom one mid, so like the only part on the bottom that is changing here. This one is straight across. Then this one should be Z in there. And then this one is just straight across, but it has to be 2 so that we can go down. And this has to be, it has to be like this. No, I missed it. Damn it. Yeah, sweet. I knew I had it like the right idea. I just kind of needed to like get it rotated a little. That door didn't open. Here's the oh, it's going to the gate, right? The like Apple gate thing up here. I feel like this is the wrong wire, but if that second gate is open, then I think we know that we're in the right area. It is. There we go. So now we can follow the shadows, or avoid the shadows, I mean. Or should we be following the shadows here? This one feels like a follow the shadows. Or is it, oh no. Avoid the shadows for half of it, follow the shadows for the other half, because those are the 2 halves of the puzzle. Right, one side was avoid the shadows. Nope, I guess not. One side was avoid the shadows and one side was follow them. So I thought I was so clever and that this should go something like this, and then we avoid the shadows and then we reconnect with them. Guess I was wrong. But there's no way to follow the shadow from here. Is it just like this? No. And these don't connect anywhere. Or maybe, oh, is it like I could follow the shadows all the way? No, that doesn't work. Am I crazy? I want to keep doing the same thing over and over again. No. You stupid, look, this is a laser box. I just want the laser box. Shadow, light, 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 light. Then we meet in the middle of shadow. Follow shadow, follow shadow, follow shadow, follow shadow, 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 shadow. In the middle, now we can cross. Now we can avoid. That's my head that's in the way, isn't it? It is. Aha, I did it. There we go. For some reason I was just ignoring, like, I don't know, I think I had the middle line messed up in my head. Like, instead of doing what should be done, which is the right 3 lines are avoid shadow, the left 3 lines are follow shadow, and the middle line is transition point, I was kind of treating it as... Yeah, there's the bottom right corner. But I was, in my head, I was treating this middle line as whatever I was coming from. So if I do it again, I was treating it as like avoid shadow and coming from this way. And then like follow shadow and coming from this way. I think mentally was what I was trying to do, but it obviously didn't. That's not how that should be working. Please tell me you're facing the right way, Mr. Laser, and I don't have to chase you down. You are. Got another, that's 4 lasers down. I wanted to see what was in the house, but I think the house is related to going down in here, which has the Tetris pieces on the door that I don't know how to solve. And here's the weird monolith. Wub wub wub. Gotta keep my eye out for things that look like puzzles in the environment. Alright, let's find something new. I said I was only gonna do half an hour more, but I want to do more. Fuck it. Fuck it. This is the town. This looks like just another way into the town. I want to go up the mountain. I want to see where the lasers are going. Maybe they also lead me somewhere interesting. Who knows? I mean, I would imagine if I can't solve the puzzles in the town, anything related to the mountain is like completely off limits. Especially since I also can't seem to go any higher. So there you go. Ooh, that looks neat. I like that little rock pier. Ooh, and a tower. All kinds of stuff over here. Oh, look, a laser box. And like a reflecto disc. That's like an underground elevator though, so that's coming from somewhere. Like we have to be underground to get that one, probably, like the Sun Temple was. We'll walk. Oh, there's a whole area over here I haven't seen. These look like Tetris pieces. Are we perhaps in the right location? Although I need to like run all the way around because I think I can't get down from here. I think I need to come at this from the other side. Which means I'm gonna have to run all the way back through. That's what I get for going up the very clearly endgame mountain. No, I saw the mountain and wanted to go up it, and the mountain is very clearly where you go at the end because the lasers are pointing at it, so it's pretty clear that's not what I want to do. Ooh, hello, door. Door, door, door. I know how to solve this one. You like separate the black and white from each other. Right, like that doesn't work. I'm in a hydroponics area. Oh, is this learning about different colored squares? We did it! Great! I don't know what I did. Okay. So all the different colors have to be in a different area, so it's not just black and white. It's the different colors have to be in their own section. So now like that. That doesn't work. There we go. Does it work like the black and white ones where I can completely separate white and it still works? It certainly does. that wasn't right. I don't know. The color ones seem relatively intuitive to me. It's just about shape. It's less about weird light things. I say as one suddenly becomes more complicated. Because, man, isn't math fun? Like, just the fact that these are rotated means the pattern doesn't work anymore, right? Because cutting this off, I can't come down through the center anymore. And if I try to cut off these... Yeah, like, it's just turned, like, all we're doing is rotating these four colors 90 degrees, and suddenly it becomes very different. So that doesn't work because then they're in an area. That doesn't work because then they're in an area. So if I go like this, and then you're in your own spot, and then you're in your own spot, that doesn't work. If I go up, does that work? Nope. So there's only two options from the start. Either we go this way or we go this way. Right? There's only two ways for that to work. That completely separates that, but it does not separate this. So we could do something like this, but then we can't separate those anymore. So I think the real trick to this one is how do we separate these middle four while not cutting the entire plane in half? It's the problem. Right? Because this, you can separate them like this, but now we've subdivided in a way that we can't actually get through. So if we're doing that, we have to do this first, right? So we could always go like this. There we go. No, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Oh, because this part is gone. I think we have the right idea in that we're okay with separating things into their own pockets. Like we can do this. No. Yeah, the colors don't want to be with each other. But, like, so what I did here is that they're all in their own pocket, or they're all in their own section, that's fine. What we do here is you have the white is in its own section, and the white is in its own section. These, and as long as there's just no other colors in their own section is how it works. So, like, you can completely cut off that, and that's fine. Right? So we could do something like this, and that completely cuts that off. Oh, I feel like that should work, but I'm doing something wrong here. Right, because I need to cut this one off too. No, and then that doesn't cut these off though. So maybe we don't cut this one off first, so we can leave it in its own section. But then how do we cut this off? Do we just decide? That doesn't cut those sections off either. I feel like I need, this is another one of those ones where I need to do something break E to fix how I'm thinking about the problem. Right as I said, I feel like this one's so much more intuitive. Like, I'm such an idiot. I feel like this one is so much more intuitive than the shadows, and then suddenly I just can't get it anymore, because that's how this game works. As soon as I think I have something figured out. Like, we can be okay with making our own pockets of things, but like they can be in their own pocket, but now I have to cut this off, which doesn't work. And then this doesn't work. Does that work if I like just fix how I approach that? No. No. Not in its own pocket. So like I can only pocket off the corner ones, right? Like I can't pocket these center ones because then there's no way to get around them. Right? If I try to pocket through the center either way, if I'm ever at this point, I cannot physically divide all of them. So the only way to physically divide these ones in the center is at some point I have to drive a line straight through the center. So if I go and then drive a line straight through the center and then do this. There we go. Just needed to suss out the only way possible to get the center one, and then how you can pocket off. You can pocket off corners with 2 lines, whereas you can't pocket off any of the ones that aren't in the corners because you need 3 lines, unlike, you know, Euler and stuff. These are all just connected graphs. Alright, so that's not going to work now because those are in their own area. Life is just a connected graph, man. I need to do something better about those red ones. The red ones are throwing me off there. Do I try going at this a different way? No, because that's not going to separate the red ones from those brown ones. And that's not going to separate the blue ones from the brown ones. That separates the blue ones from the brown ones, but not from the red ones. So I could go like this. No, but now the red ones aren't separated. God, there's gonna be so much more, isn't there? Okay, I'm gonna get this last puzzle and then I'm gonna have to call it there, I think, because it's starting to get pretty late. But we're gonna get this last one. That opens the door. I almost want to start backwards. So, like, I feel like I'm on the right track with something like this, right? Because now... Because the brown ones are now together with the other brown ones, and this is nicely cutting off the yellow ones, but that doesn't do anything to the red. So if I go down like this... I just cut off the red from the blue. No, now I'm not cutting off the yellow from those other brown ones. Now I'm not cutting off the brown ones from the red ones. That's not cutting off the blue ones from the red ones, so I have to go all the way down. There we go. Oh, yes. We've learned about colored squares, I think. Man, I really want to play more, but it is 11 p.m. and I really should rest my brain a bit before I go back to work, where I mostly have to think about problems and solve puzzles, which, you know, kind of makes this hard. Oh, but there's more. There's more colors. I feel like there's got to be something special about the gray ones. They are in a corner, so we could, like, cut them off. but that doesn't seem to help. So I have to do something like this. Right, and we're gonna have to go something else, and we can't do it that way because those are gonna cut those off. But this is gonna simultaneously cut the red ones into their own section. What do you mean this one's impossible? Oh, it is. Right here. There's no way to separate blue from all three of these colors. Hey, look what changes the colors of the things behind it. It's this blue screen thing. Or does this yellow screen do it? It does. Clever. Hidden information as per usual in these. God, I'm gonna have to like draw these out. Really wish I could draw them from back here. No, it's too far. Anyway, I need to go. I need to stop doing this. I'm going to keep going forever if I don't actually cut myself off at some point. I've had a half beer here for like an hour that I've just been not drinking because I've been playing this instead. I'm like pretty thoroughly addicted. And I really want to finish more. We made a lot of progress today though. We finished the sun area. We finished the leaf shadow area. We got one thing from the town. We learned how a bunch of different puzzly things work. We elected to stop doing the maze for now. We added a lot to this. I still feel like there's a lot to go. This island feels really big. And like given that there's this area which is probably pretty clearly a laser. Right? Like there's no way this isn't a laser. There's got to be the swamp area with the Tetris piece. There might be another one in the maze. I'm not sure, but I don't think there is. Given that like it's very clear that the two sides of the maze both have their panels right next to where the laser comes out. I can't imagine there's actually two there. Cause just the way that it's set up. So what other symbols have we seen that we haven't actually been able to do anything with? We've seen the Tetris pieces that we don't know how to do. We've seen there's like little sun marks, which I don't know if those are different than colored squares, but there's like little suns that I saw in the town. Maybe those are the same, I don't know. Probably not, otherwise the sun would mean something. We also saw like negative Tetris pieces, like photo negative ones. Like there's like they're empty squares or blue or something instead of yellow. Those probably just fit with Tetris and we haven't learned that yet. And there's like a little white shape. It's like the pizza triangle that you get, like little table pizza thing that you get in your pizza containers, but it's like triangle, three-pointed caltrop thing that's white. We haven't seen that either. It does, yeah. It's fun though. I like it a lot. But, so I'm gonna call it here. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I've definitely got to try to fit more of this in because I'm having so much fun, and you guys seem to be enjoying it as well. I'm trying to figure out when the next time I could possibly do this is. I've got the earliest I think I could fit this in is either Thursday or Friday, and I'm unsure of Thursday yet. Sometimes we do D&D on Thursday, so I don't want to promise that that's a thing that I can do. Because Tuesday I do WoW stuff, Wednesday I have the recap show and then WoW stuff. Thursday maybe D&D things, but maybe not. If not, I can do more of this. Friday I'm playing my clan game. So at 7:30 Eastern, so maybe I could play for like an hour or two from like 5:30 or 6:30 Eastern for a little bit, but I can't promise that. But you know, hit that follow button, pay attention, I guess. But it'll either be Thursday or Friday at roughly this time that we started today, which was like 7 Eastern, probably 6:30 Eastern, depending on how I'm feeling. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will see you next time. Please come by and enjoy. If you like, I keep trying to sign off but talking more. If you like, I really like doing this kind of thing, like playing these puzzle games. So if you have a suggestion for puzzle games that you think would be fun to watch, I'm always listening, or I'm always open for options. I tend to like stuff a bit more like this, or Return of the Obra Dinn, like logic deduction sort of thingies. They're both, I'm really enjoying those. I mean, Portal is like one of the best games of all time. So when I say puzzles, I tend to mean like actually open worlds, not necessarily open world, but world puzzles where you walk around and do stuff rather than just like, here's a slide puzzle, solve that, next thing. I understand that this game is basically like that. It's a slide puzzle and a slide puzzle and a slide puzzle. But I get to explore and learn and do different things and choose in what order I tackle stuff, right? So happy to, if people like this kind of thing, I'd be happy to do more. So feel free to suggest things. The colors that you can probably just pay attention from the inside, right? Like the colors that are dark are the same, the colors that are light are the same. Like the pink and red are the same, black and blue are the same. I gotta stop. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna stop now. Goodbye. See you next time. I'm Mittens. See you later.